Hello, hello, welcome back to some 999. Stopped at a spicy situation. We got number 9 capturing Yotsuba, Clover Girl. Last episode we got some exploration on the ship, get a lay of the land, get some rules, meet the other participants in the game and stuff like that. So it should be a good time. I don't know. I'm happy to play. Maybe you didn't notice, but it's been a frustrating couple past days. Not because of the channel, but yeah, just been very unlucky. I still blame it on the spider from last episode, but yeah, my bed's broken. From what I'm seeing, I do have a new bed in mind. Hopefully, it's good. You know what they say? New bed, new me. Maybe having a new bed might make me feel better. But I'm actually happy to play. Maybe we'll get some puzzles this time. I don't mind the drama and stuff though. Hit me with some story if you want. But if you're gonna hit me with a puzzle, then I'm more than willing. I've been embracing the puzzle side of me. Just finished recording Yuri Station, which is a horror one shot. If you want to check that out, that also has some puzzles. So I'm already warmed up. But yeah, let's see what Nine's planning. Also, there's blood on the door. I didn't know this last time. Nobody really brought that. Oh wait, no, it's just the number. Okay, I'm dumb. I thought that was just a splatter, but no, it's the number. Okay, let's start. By the time what they realized, by the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake. In a blink of an eye, he had slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist. Silver Santa leapt forward towards Clover and the ninth man. He was halfway there when suddenly the man's hand dove into his pocket. He does have a knife. He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck. Doggos barking loudly outside. They know this man's bad. So this man might just be like freaking out. Which is reasonable, to be honest, considering the situation. The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt. The Prince Snate's voice sounded oddly concerned. Yes, it's been hinted that they know each other. A lot. Oops. Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing. Oh, by the way, I don't really have a favorite character. Yeah, even though we got introduced, let's warm up to them a bit. We kind of have their tropes or their general archetype, but I need to see a bit more. What if his plan is to just take all of our our number things so we can just do all the doors himself? But that's not even smart because there's a puzzle in each of them, I think. He started to move backwards, slowly keeping his grip on Clover. Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his bat touched it, then glanced around quickly and spoke. Oh yeah, I think I noticed the sound seemed a little low. I don't know. No one really commented on the sound, so I'll just raise it up like a couple notches. It seemed a little low when I was re-listening to the past episodes.
その装置のスキャナーパネル、円盤のところに手のひらを乗せるんだ。
断ったら
The man's nostrils flared and he looked like he was about to choke.
君は全く状況が分かっていないようだね。なんなら今すぐ君の喉をかっさばいたっていいんだよ。僕は何も困りはしない。僕が必要としているのは君のバングルだけなんだからね。ほら、さっさとしろ。
He pressed the knife against Clover's neck hard.
分かったから。
Slowly, she stretched her left hand out towards the device.
こう
Her back was to it, and she had a feel around for a moment before she found the circular panel. It made a cold electronic noise, and on the display above her hand, an asterisk appeared.
そういうことか。あの装置の円盤部分。確かスキャナーパネルとか言っていたか。
So he has some knowledge about what's happening.
おそらくあれに手のひらを乗せることによってバングルナンバーが入力される仕組みになってるんだ。
Right, so you actually need the hand, not just the bracelet, which is interesting.
だとするとバングルナンバーの合計数、その数字根が扉に書かれた数と一致した場合のみそれは開く。
Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. 5, so 9 plus 4 is 13, and wait, that equals 4. Wait, right, he's 9, she's 4, yeah.
拷問扉か。
Wrong door, buddy, unless you get Ace to do it.
しかしどうしてあの男は装置の仕組みについて知っているんだ。そのまるで熟知している。
He's definitely not Zero or the mastermind, that's for sure. He might like have designed it, or he might have been a participant before or something like that.
それでいい。それじゃあ次は。
His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally they stopped on the lion Ace. Okay.
確かお前だったよな。バング
Yeah.
ルナンバー1
So
番
he's
の
going
やつ
just
は。
for the 5th door.
そうだが
だったら次はお前だ。このガキと同じように認証を。何をしてる。ガサガサするな。こいつがどうなってもいいのか。
分かったよ。落ち着け。
Ace held up his hands, palms out. The 9th man jerked his chin towards the device.
行くぞ。
Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved towards the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it.
さあ、認証を。
ああ、こうだな。
Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again, and a second asterisk appeared.
これで装置には4つ葉の4と
Yes, yes, we get it. Plus his equals the root.
4たす1。扉に書き殴られている数字と同じ。
Yes, 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 basic math, Junpei.
ナンバリングドアを開くことができるの
Oh,
は
I forgot. Okay.
3人から5人まで
It's a good, it's a good thing. I forgot about the limit. So 3 to 5 people.
あと少なくとも
That's technically, yeah, they already had the root. No, but like, is a number a root itself? No, right? I don't know. Yes, himself. Junpei, bro. Math it. 5 minus 4. Or, I guess it's not 5 minus 4, but come on. It's easy.
下がれ
His voice shook, but the knife he held to the Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2 and then 3 steps back.
もっとだもっと下がれ元の場所まで戻るんだ
分かった
Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The ninth man's lips curled into a cruel, twisted smile.
まさか
That was when Junpei understood his plan.
四つ葉を読んだ。一
Well, this definitely isn't the Atsit, so if you just...
幻想とのキーを出すと
Yes, 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 thank you. But yeah, I think he's just screwed if he just goes in there alone and if it's a hard puzzle, right? Because these definitely aren't the Atsits, if that's what the man's thinking. Maybe he doesn't know, but he is calling them a scanner panel, so he probably does know a bit. But yeah, these it's definitely the first stage, man. You're pulling your cards too early. You should do this way later in the game.
4+1+9=14。14の数字間は1だ。つまり
You're dead, buddy.
引き分けのいい連中ばかりで助かったよこれでどうにか命拾いすることができそうだ
He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. Boom. Does look very DS-like. Someone told me this is a DS game event originally. It does seem like that. Made sense with the novel and adventure screen too. The door opened with a heavy metallic groan.
よしお前ももう用済みだ
You're dead. He let go of Clover. Junpei leapt towards the ninth man, but he wasn't fast enough.
ほらこいつは返してやる
The man shoved Clover and hopped through the door.
それじゃあ皆さんお達者で僕は一足お先に失礼させてもらうことにするよ
I don't care about your intentions. You're on the kill list, buddy.
では
At least he's been a snake. I mean, I was trying to say, at least he's been a snake in the open, but like, doesn't make it any better. He raised his hand and waved a twisted smirk on his face. Then he was gone. Well, the door shut with a dull clang of metal on metal.
四つ葉大丈夫かい
And we can't enter that door anymore, right? Is that how it works? Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor. And Clover and Ace can't go into 4 now. But so people are gonna be stuck here unless we like open the doors for them like through other ways. She climbed unsteadily to her feet and once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support.
くそ
Junpei ran to the door.
やろう
The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed hold of the handles and pulled.
開けこの
They grunted and strained, but it stuck.
くそやっぱりダメだびくともしない
That was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet.
ねえ、何か音が聞こえない？
音
断続的な電子音みたいな音が。
Do you? I don't. Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same.
確かに聞こえますね
Very low. June.
何の音だ？
Then they heard something else. It was the ninth man. See, you got in a puzzle, dumbass. Read the rules, buddy. Oh, maybe he had a deal.
話が違う。
Like maybe someone told him, oh, if you get through the fifth door first, you'll get out. And he just wanted to, the mastermind just wanted to create this tension. His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another.
一体何が起こってるって言うんだ？
Listen, buddy, I wouldn't open it for anything. Junpei grabbed hold of the device. He slammed the hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened. Yeah, because there's already people in the room. You can't reopen it. Or you can just like cheese it, I think, right?
なぜだ？なぜ反応しない？
Flashback to the rules.
ゲージと使用中だと？
もうダメだ。時間がない。聞いてくれ。僕は騙されたんだ。あいつに。
Well, he is gendering the mastermind. But we can't really trust that. What if the mastermind was just talking to him in his gas mask and stuff? It's very easy to disguise yourself like that. Even though my two gut feeling suspects were men. Give us a name, idiot! Nah. It's way too early for that. Oh, explosion. The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked, then stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. If you forgot who I randomly said, it's not random, it's literally just gut feeling is Ace and Santa were my two suspects. So we'll see until we get real evidence. Those are just my two ones, just in case I did hit one of them as a traitor or something. Silence filled the room.
電子音。
All eyes turned toward it.
今の
Yep.
認証装置の音か。
表示板のサインがエンゲージドからベーケント。
開けてみよう。
Seven the mountain swallowed hard. Okay, if we're getting teams for this puzzle, like, I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, not that Seven. He seems more like the brute guy. But, I mean, maybe we need strength for the puzzle, so. Oh, okay, volunteers tribute. Cool. Red aspect appeared on the LCD panel.
これで装置には俺のバングルナンバーである
We're
5
5.
だが一人が認証しただけでは扉は開かない。
So now we permanently just don't have the number 9. But I guess it's fine. What to do? Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you shitting me? You have to choose? Who do we want? Really? Are we making alliances already? Okay. Let's prematurely save at 3, I guess. Who do we bring? So Ace and Lotus, that's Lion, Lion, Dancer, Prince, and 7. Oh, Thug Man. Or we can bring Santa and June. Who should we bring? I feel like Ace and Lotus are actually like really smart. Oh man, I didn't think this would be a thing. You know, we don't want to endanger our friend, and I don't really trust Santa. Let's throw Ace and Lotus.
一宮、ヤシロ、ちょっと手を貸してくれないか。
You guys seem smartish. What was the fun? Oh, you can give me a hand here. Good one. Good one, buddy. The pun was a little too on the nose, but the mood was still grim. Both Santa and June lifted their left hands silently. What? Oh, wait. He verified she followed suit. Huh?
5たす1たす8イコール
What?
14。
Both Santa and June lifted their left hands silently. That's a little weird. But yes, we did that Lotus and Ace. Wonder if that's just a
14
mistranslation.
の数字根は1たす4
Yes, 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 yes. Math. I didn't know about this digital root stuff before this, so it's good to know, but it's not that hard to
あと
calculate.
は脇に取り付けられたレバーを下げればきっと
Very explanatory, but it is the first
開くぞ。
first bit of it, so it'll probably get a little faster, hopefully. Junpei grabbed the lever and looked back over his shoulder. They stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth in a grim line. Then he slowly lowered the lever. Puzzle time! Woo! We got some Ace, we got some Lotus in the house. There was a metallic groan and the door slid open. A breath of air drifted out of it, carrying a stench that nearly made them gag. Junpei grimaced and put a hand over his mouth.
そんな。
なんてことだ。
Lotus and Ace shuddered. Seven grunted.
ひどいな、こいつは。
Even Santa's voice shook.
しか。
It appeared that Santa was right. The hallway on the other side of the door was splattered with chunks of torn flesh and dark red blood. Jesus. The shriek echoed across the room. It had come from June. Then her strength left her and she dropped. Well, it's a good thing we didn't bring her. She probably would have been out of it. Probably wouldn't have been able to help. Feel like Ace can handle it, because even if he's not the mastermind, then he's like some cop or some criminal guy, so it's part of my logic for that. And I don't know, Lotus seems cool. She seems pretty cool. As Junpei turned to catch her, the door had grown shut. We in? Who's in? Me? She crumpled to the floor.
大丈夫か？
Oh, I guess you don't need to go in. Interesting. Junpei dropped to his knees and put his arms around her shoulders. But the people who opened the door are the only people allowed in, I think. That's when he noticed. Her whole body was feverish. She was radiating intense heat. Should we, like, screen this? Ooh, I can't right-click.
おい、どうした？
Huh?
すごい熱じゃないか。
How do I get my screenshots? Flow? I don't know. Oh well. June didn't answer. Her face looked like wax and her whole body began to shake.
とにかく休もう。な、歩けるか？
She nodded weakly. Junpei lifted June to her feet and guided her to a nearby chair.
さあ、ここに。
As gently as he could, he set her down in it.
大丈夫か？
Maybe if I go to novel. Wait, maybe actually. Is there controls? Oh no. Flow. Novel. Huh? What am I even looking at? Roots? Ooh. That's weird. Maybe we can go back and get the other roots? That's a lot of roots though. We'll probably just K one of the routes, to be honest, and see where it goes from there, but... Huh. Yeah, I don't think so. Also, we should change back to novel. We're novel gamers only, by the way. Yeah, Junpei spun around. How? I didn't know he spun around. Adventure gamers. You missed the fine details. Relax, buddy. I mean, it's fine. Gotta do this, but still. No one spoke. Ace, Nate, Santa, Clover, Seven, and Lotus. They simply stood there, 7 pairs of downcast eyes and 7 grim lines for mouths. Jun's body shook with silent sobs. They slowed as the minutes ticked by, and eventually they stopped. So that choice didn't matter. But choices do matter. There are routes in this game, which I should have guessed, but I don't know. I actually didn't know there were routes. Then suddenly, in the cold, heavy silence that had enveloped them like a thick fog, a bell began to ring. The clock in the central hall. 7, 8, 9, 10 times. 1 more hour. So it is confirmed that it rings on the hour, not how much. Because I thought like maybe it would be like 8 rings this time because you have 8 hours left, but no, it actually just tells the time. The sound of the bell faded away into silence. Ace said what each one of them had been thinking. Seven's deep voice echoed across the room. Santa leapt to his feet, his fist clenched. Santa's outburst fell on deaf ears. No one seemed to agree with him. I mean, I agree. We should get puzzling. They stared back at him, their eyes blank and their faces tired. Finally, Lotus spoke. Yeah, but we're gonna drown alternatively. In his mind's eye, Junpei saw the corpse again. Yeah, it's rough. Some rough stuff, Junpei. The dark, reddish-black pool of blood. The scattered pieces of flesh. Organs strewn across the floor like the blossoming of a grotesque flower. The explosion that had torn through his body had been powerful. On this channel, we've seen worse deaths, but it's totally understandable. The 9th man's neck had been twisted at an odd angle. Junpei suspected the detonation had thrown him against the wall. Half of his face was crushed and the other half was covered in blood. Most of his abdomen had been emptied either by explosion or by gravity. He landed on his back and stark white ribs jutted up out of his chest and the legs of some sort of macabre crab. Like the legs of some sort of macabre crab. Okay, this does sound pretty up there for gruesome deaths. Or gruesome corpse state, at least. Jesus. Junpei felt something flip in his stomach. Let it out, buddy. Don't hold it in. See, the reason why I think Santa could be the mastermind was last episode. He reached into his pocket and he's the one who basically showed everyone like where the paper was or whatever for the rules. Like he was the one who started it, and you know it could be coincidence, but he's also kind of the one who's gonna, I don't know, convince people to go into the puzzles or at least bring the idea in their head, because he's gonna probably say that, oh, in the rules it said there was puzzles and stuff, and he probably just messed up the puzzle. But yeah, it does feel like he like starts a lot of stuff like low-key. That's why I suspect him. Eyebrows went up and Santa continued.
ワイヤーか何かのトラップに引っかかって自滅したのさ。俺ならそんなドジは踏まない。必ず切り抜けてみせる。
Snake. Come on, Prince. Whatever Snake was laughing at, Santa did not find particularly humorous.
何がおかしい？
いや、あまりにも自信たっぷりに言うもんだから、ついね。
Jesus.
なんだと？
そういう問題じゃないんだよ。
あ
9番の男が死んだ理由さ。トラップだのなんだの、そんなものは関係ないんだ。
Okay.
じゃあ、
あの男はゼロの定めたルールを破った。だから死んだ。
Did he? I actually don't remember the rules. Oh. Wow, I was under the wrong impression too. Can we check the rules? Escape tip. Ah, maybe we can check this too after. Do that after. I think we're not gonna do the puzzle if we reach it. And if we have time, we can read these.
わからないか。もう一度ゼロの言葉を思い出してくれ。奴は人数制限について何と言っていた？
Oh, 3 to 5. Okay, so that's the rule. I forgot. I was thinking. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But that's just for opening the door. But like I was saying, that I guess if less people go in, then the people open it. It's breaking the rules too.
ナンバリングドアを開くことができるのは3人から5人まで。
Yeah, I was thinking more of the max limit so people can't choose it. But yeah, the lower limit too.
その後は重要なのはその後なんだ。ゼロは続けて何と言っていたかな。
Fill me in, Snake. Santa furrowed his brow in thought. Junpei thought back. Zero said that everyone who verified had to go. More than 6 people can go through. Okay, what are these dumbass answers? Okay, it's the middle one, obviously. I'm not saving. We can just flowchart it back, maybe.
その先へと進めるのも同じ人数となる。ゼロは確かそんなことを。つまり中に入れるのも3人から5人までってことだ。
I thought he just fucked up the puzzle, honestly. Good reminder. I guess it has been a little bit. Thank you, Snake. Snake inclined his head towards Junpei. I called Snake even though he's blind. He's probably smart. But who was with him? It was Snake and Fisherman, Thugman. I don't know. He seems like a fisherman, but he might not be. So I don't want to call him that. But I guess Thugman isn't great. I'll just call him Fisherman until he states his occupation. Because 7's a lame name, let's be honest.
たった一人でナンバリングドアの先へと進んだ。だから処刑されたんだ。
I mean, I guess Snake does kind of fit this like fancy atmosphere, so maybe that should be like a point of suspicion towards him. See, how's this man not a fisherman? Or he works in a fish market. He works in the docks, I swear. Still not buying that Zero's not one of them. It's just such a common trope that it makes me suspicious, but it could be someone else. But we'll have to see till we get more interaction with him.
それはどうだろう。処刑は自動的に行われるシステムになってるからだよ。
That's true.
常に監視してる必要はないんだ。
Yeah. But even if Snake is a snake, he's definitely raising in my people I want to bring with me, because he seems smart. Snake looked at Seven with what could only be described as pity inside. Snake's 2-1, so we can go into 8 door with Ace. If you want to bring Ace, but we're 7. Okay, so me and Snake are 7, so. Oh, that means we can never bring Lotus. Maybe. Actually, I don't know. Digital root stuff. Whatever. We'll have to see.
しばらく待っていればもう一度ゼロからのアナウンスがあるんじゃないかと思って黙ってたんだがどうもそういう兆しはなさそうだしな。
He couldn't see them, of course, but perhaps Snake sensed the confused eyes upon him. Yo, wanna hear something funny? What if this man doesn't end up being blind and it was just an act? That'd be funny. But obviously there's nothing pointing to that. Just that. It'd be funny. When they spoke, he gave words to everyone else's thoughts.
君は何か知ってるのか？
ああ、知ってる。
何を？
これだよ。
Snake removed a card from the pocket of his jacket.
カード？何が書かれているのか？
見てみなよ。
With a flourish, he presented it to Ace, who took a closer look at it and spoke.
おいおい、参ったな。こんなもの私に渡されたって。
貸せ。
What is it? Santa snatched the card from Ace, but his expression of disgust quickly turned to one of confusion.
なんだこりゃ。
Stop blue balling, Give. Let me look. Seven tugged it out of Santa's hands.
なるほど。
What is he, a detective or something? The card went from Seven to Lotus, from Lotus to June, and finally to Junpei. He looked at it and understood. Oh, it's Braille. Okay. Ah, I got a special Braille message from Zero. I guess that made sense since he can't read anything. Braille, the written language of the blind. Why were people so confused about it? It's Braille. I guess not everyone knows what Braille is, which is fine. The card was covered in small embossed bumps. Junpei could recognize it, but he certainly couldn't read it. I don't think that's normal for someone without visual disability to know how to read it, or yeah, unless you like live with someone like that.
悪いがお手上げだ。返すよ。
Junpei handed the card back to Snake, who nodded at him with a small smirk.
それは一体何なのよ。
気がついたらポケットの中に入ってたんだ。おそらくゼロからのメッセージだと思う。
ゼロからの？
メッセージだと？
なんて書いてあるんですか？
Suddenly, everyone was crowding around Snake, desperate to hear what the message said. Santa especially looked as if he were about to grab hold of Snake and shake the answers from him. Snake raised his hand.
まあ待てよ。そう慌てるな。せかさなくてもこれから読み上げてやる。
Junpei swallowed hard and waited for him to start. He was not the only one. Presently, Snake began to read, his voice calm. His fingers glided over the tiny bumps as he spoke.
バングルナンバー2番の君は目が見えないというハンデを負っている。そこで君だけに特別にこの情報を伝えよう。レッド、デッド、およびバングルの仕組みについてだ。
Okay. Also, this probably means Snake is blind, unless he's part of the Mastermind's team. Let me look at this again. Okay, so there's a deactivation thing in each room, and you probably have to solve that before you explode. Oh god. Swallowed small bombs, huh? Sounds familiar to something else. Oh god. If you break a rule, okay. Oh, no, I'm dumb. Yes. So if you enter a room, it pauses the time, and if you don't solve the puzzle and deactivate it, you'll die. Made sense. Mm-hmm. 81 seconds. Okay, so I was wrong. It's definitely not solving a puzzle. Because 81 seconds is way too fast. It's probably like you have to enter the room, do the thingy, and then you're like locked in the room or something. I don't know. That's what we'll have to see in our first puzzle room. Ah, I get it. So it's basically a way to make everyone who did the number check actually enter the room. Okay. I see. Okay, so it's also like, so if someone sneaks in, they literally can't, so the bomb activates when you enter the room. If you took part in opening the room, you can deactivate the bomb, but it's impossible to deactivate it if you entered the room without opening it. So it's just a really good fail-safe to make sure the rules are being followed. Yeah. Ah, yes, of course. 9. Hmm. Interesting. So you can kind of cheese it if you have like the proper stuff, like some electric shock stuff to make your heartbeat 0 or something. That might be useful. Like, what if someone dies and like you think, oh, this means we can take them from dead people, which is good, but it's also like, I don't know. Let's just continue. Mm.
さて、君に教えられる情報は以上となる。
You saving stuff for
こ
you?
の情報を生かすも殺すも。
I wonder if he's. Yeah, I mean, no one else can read the braille, so he might be hiding some stuff from us. It'd be smart.
うまく活用すれば、序盤の段階で邪魔者を排除することも可能だろう。健闘を祈る。
Good tech. Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket.
要約すると
Oops.
レッドで認証を受けたチームだけがナンバリングドアの先へと進める。チームメンバーは一人欠けてもいけないし、もちろん増えてもいけない。レッド、デッド、バングルはそのルールを守らせるための装置。いわば
Okay.
ジャッジのような存在な。
くそ、爆弾だなんて冗談じゃねえ。出ろ。
In defiance to Zero's suggestions, both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and began to gag. The rest stiffened, some touched their stomachs, some simply stared at their bracelets. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach. The thought of it made him queasy. His stomach felt oddly hollow and his lids were weak.
それにしてもゼロはどうしてこんな馬鹿げたゲームを。
Junpei looked over at the others.
もう一度だけ聞かせてくれ。本当にゼロについて心当たりがあるやつはいないのか。
They were all silent, each person waiting to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke.
ゼロの姿を見たんだよな。拉致られた時に。だが顔はわからなかった。あの野郎、ガスマスクをかぶってやがって。
Hey, look, it's Santa starting the conversation again. Maybe it's just his personality, but it seems kinda sus to me.
あれ、もっとこうなんかないのか、驚いたりとかそういうの。
Everyone's probably experienced that. I liked how the only person who didn't look surprised was like Ace and June. There was a moment of silence and then everyone spoke at once.
それなら私だって見たわよ。
ああ、私もだ。
Or maybe it did Joyce. I don't
私も見
remember.
たよ。マスクの中は分かんなかったけど。あのガスマスク、心臓に悪いですよね。
え？
つまりは全員拉致された時の状況はほぼ同じだったって場所は事実。時刻は
Could also be more than one person technically if all we remember is the gas mask.
ゼロとおぼしき
More than one culprit.
ガスマスクをかぶっていた。白い煙を吸い込んで意識を失った。
The only pairing that we really have is us and June and Snake and
そ
Clover.
して気がつく
I
と
think.
D デッキの船室。三段ベッドのある部屋に横たわっていた。
セブンは？そういえばセブンはどうだったんだ？
Only Seven's story seemed to lack the detail of the others.
なあ、俺か。俺もまあ、お前らと同じようなもんだ。
That was all he had said, so that's a little sus, Seven. It had occurred to Junpei at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue.
それはまあ、ひとまずいいとしよう。
He hadn't done so because there was something that struck him as even
それよ
stranger.
りも
That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover. Okay, Junpei noticed it at
ニ
least.
ルス、四つ葉、二人同じ部屋で拉致されて、同じ船室で目覚めたってどういうことだよ。
Junpei looked at them thoughtfully.
お前ら一体どういう関係なんだよ。
It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to hide.
私たち兄弟なの。
Siblings, okay. I thought there was like more of a romantic thing. They're pretty different, but you know, that's fine.
兄弟？
そう、兄弟。ニルスがお兄ちゃんで、私が妹。って言わなくてもわかるよね。
Junpei was taken aback. The others seemed just as surprised.
そういうことだ。
He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder.
そんなに驚くことかな。
そりゃ驚くだろうが。
どうして？顔見知りだったら他にもいるじゃないか。
It is true. It does look sus for me and June.
ほら、そこに。
Snake pointed at Junpei and June.
私と俊平君の
Oh, how are you pointing at? No, I'm joking. He probably just knows the location of her voice. Seems a little sus. I'm sussing everyone. Except for, who's the least sus? Right now, the least sus is, Lotus, honestly.
ああ、そういえば
And maybe, June. It's not too sus for me.
なんだとか。
And obviously ourselves.
確か小学校が同じなのよね。
June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with the sudden attention.
それはそうだが
Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible.
なあ、それってゼロの正体を突き止めるための手がかりになるんじゃないのか？
ああ、そうだな。被害者の接点をたどれば容疑者につながる。犯罪捜査の常識だ。
You know what? Let's stop the game here. 51 minutes. Should we? Actually, we might as well just go to the hour. Never mind.
淳平君、紫さん、何か思い当たることはないの？
Thought we were gonna get like some detailed like discussion here, and I was gonna like forget it next time I record. That's why I was a little hesitant.
思い当たること。
思い当たることですか？
They looked at one another, and like it was staged, they both tilted their necks at the same time.
例えば、大富豪の御曹司が生徒の中にいたとか。
I see.
大富豪。
御曹司？
船を丸ごと一隻使ってこんなゲームを仕掛けてきたんだもの。
It does require a lot of funds.
ゼロにはよほど財力があるとしか思えないわ。
Not necessarily himself, but yeah, it's definitely a lot of funds.
ああ、それはどうだろう。私は何らかの組織による犯行だと思うがね。
Does seem like that. That could be the thing too, Ace.
ゼロというのはその代表者か象徴みたいなもので。
Going for the group theory, where it's a large group and we're just like an experiment or whatever. Don't hate it.
組織ってのは軍だとか研究機関だとかいろいろあるだろう。これはもしかしたら何か心理学的な実験なのかもしれない。
Okay,
だとしたらよっぽど狂った実験だな。
as most are. Most human experiments are.
人が一人死んでるんだぜ。
And he was like a lab. He was a worker for the experiment. The word dead hung in the air heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again.
ゼロが何者なのかはわからねえが、頭のイカれた野郎だってことは間違いない。仮に複数なら、もちろんそいつら全員がだ。
Self-projecting, are we? Zero. Even with the specter of death hanging over them, the discussion continued for some time. Ooh, Jesus.
だからそれはもう終わった話だろう。
Let's actually stop there. We got a little bit of time lapse, alright? I'm just gonna save over slot 3, since that choice doesn't seem to matter. And if the flowchart is right, it shows like it's showing what route you're going. Maybe it means we can like teleport back. I was gonna say maybe we'll read it, but I'm getting pretty sleepy, guys, so let's end it there. No puzzles, that's fine. We got some lore, some mythos. 9 is dead. 1 has already bit the dust, but he wasn't gonna help us anyways, let's be honest. Next time we'll probably do a puzzle, maybe. Or we'll continue on. I don't mind. It's an interesting story so far. Suspicions everywhere, but again, we got more tech, we got more rules down, and hopefully we will smooth sail through this puzzle ship, whatever. Get out, expose Zero. It'll be a good time. But thanks for watching as always, and see you on Thursday for the next segment of 999. Thanks for watching. Bye.